Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I've really missed getting together for our meetings during this coronavirus quarantine, but I'm thankful we've got technology that will allow us to move forward with some of our plans in the meantime. So we'll just make the best of it. For those of you who may be watching but aren't part of our local group, I'm Miss Angela and this is the Creation Exploration Club. I'm especially hoping we'll have some guests from Texas because that's where some of my grandchildren live. So if you're watching, I want to say hi to Gabriel and Max, Abby and Simeon, and Charlie and Duncan. We're glad you're with us. The last time we got together, we started studying seeds, and we kind of did an overview, just learning the general information about seeds. Today we're going to continue our study of seeds, and we're going to focus more on germination. Now the word germination may sound like something that would make you sick, but it's actually just the process of a seed waking up and starting to sprout. When that happens, we say that the seed is germinating. So we'll start by reading some scripture, then we'll read a book, and then we'll move on to some activities. I'll get everything ready. Let's start off by reading Genesis chapter 1, verses 11 through 13. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. So as we've just read, God created plants and seeds on the third day, and when he was done, he saw that it was good. And when God thinks something is good, you can bet it is. Have you ever thought about the fact that God could have made our world completely gray, with no texture, everything kind of flat and boring, no colors, no flavors, no fragrances? He could have done that, but he didn't, because God is amazingly creative and he's amazingly kind to us. So he has given us a world that's full of vibrant colors, delicious flavors, wonderful fragrances, and interesting textures. We talked about that last summer when we studied flowers, and we're going to see that that's also true in the world of seeds. The other thing we learn from this scripture is that from the very beginning, God ordered creation so that each plant could reproduce its own kind. The ability for a mature plant to reproduce a baby plant is not something that evolved over millions of years, little by little. God set it up that way from the very beginning. A Seed is Sleepy by Diana Hutz Aston, illustrated by Sylvia Long. A seed is sleepy. It lies there, tucked inside its flower, on its cone, or beneath the soil, snug, still. A seed is secretive. It does not reveal itself too quickly. Most seeds sleep through a season or two, waiting for the warmer temperatures of spring, but some take their time. 10 years might pass before the bright red-orange seed of the Texas mountain laurel shows its purple blooms. A seed is fruitful. 90% of the plants on earth are flowering plants. Flowering plants produce fruits of all shapes and textures that keep the seeds cozy until they have found the right place to grow. A seed is naked. Yes, naked. Scientists call gymnosperms, seeds that aren't clothed in fruits, naked seeds. Most naked seeds hide themselves on the scales of cones until they're ready to make a dash for the ground. Who would guess that a seed as small as a freckle would grow into the world's tallest tree? Only 10% of redwood trees begin as seeds, though. Most redwood trees spring from existing trees. Seeds come in many sizes. The orchid seed is the smallest of all. There might be 1 million seeds in one pod. The seed of the coco de mer palm is the largest. It can weigh up to 60 pounds. A seed is adventurous. It must strike out on its own in search of a less crowded place to put down roots. A parachute of fine silky hairs can take a dandelion seed 100 miles from its parent plant. Drift seeds float on ocean currents from one shore to another. They have enough air inside to help them float, and their thick protective shells keep out seawater. A seed is inventive. To find a spot to grow, a seed might leap from its pod, or cling to a child's shoestring, or tumble through a bear's belly. A seed hopes to land where there is plenty of sunlight, soil, and water. A seed is generous. It gives the baby plant or embryo a seed coat to keep it warm. The embryo's first meal comes from its seed leaves, or cotyledons. Seeds with one seed leaf, like corn, are called monocots. Seeds with two seed leaves, like beans, are called dicots. Some seeds are ancient. Not all seeds are eager to germinate. Some have lain dormant or slept undisturbed for more than 1,000 years. The oldest known seed to sprout came from an extinct date palm tree. After it was unearthed from a long ago king's mountaintop palace in Israel, a scientist planted it. 4 weeks later, it sprouted. A seed is thirsty and hungry. Once a seed has shed its coat, it drinks in the rain, the dew, and yesterday's icicles. It feasts on minerals in the soil. Part of the seed, the root, feels the tug of gravity and digs down deep. Another part of the seed, the shoot, is sensitive to light, so it reaches for the sun. A seed is clever. It knows to seek the sunlight, to push itself up, up, up through the soil. But it must wait a while before that happens. Plants make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Inside plant leaves are cells containing chemicals that absorb sunlight. Light gives them the energy they need to turn water and carbon dioxide, a gas in the air, into food. A seed is sleepy, but only until it has found a place in the sun and it has had its breakfast and a drink of water. Then a seed is awake. And here on the last page, we have pictures of the plants that grew from the seeds that were pictured on the first page. Since it's springtime right now, all the plants and seeds that were dormant during the winter are coming back to life. This is a perfect time to go outside and explore on your own. Get permission from Mom or Dad, then try digging up some things that are sprouting and see what's going on underneath the soil. Check out the developing root system and see if any part of the seed is still attached to it. I went outside today and did that on my own. Here's what I found. Do you know what this is? You may not recognize that seed because it's missing its hat. That's an acorn, and this is an oak seedling. Look how the plant has emerged from the crack in the acorn. Its roots are going down deep, and the shoot is reaching upward toward the sun. If you have a chance to go exploring, be sure and take a picture or draw one of whatever you find. You know how I love it when you share your discoveries with me. Now we're going to move on to an activity. We're going to make our own germination observation station so you can see day by day what happens when a seed wakes up. For this activity, you'll need a couple of paper towels, some bean seeds, a clear plastic cup, and water. If you got your activity kit, you already have everything you need but the water. So gather your supplies. We're going to start by taking our paper towels and wadding them up into balls. And we're going to stuff this down into the plastic cup. It's going to try to jump out, but we won't let it. Take the other paper towel, push it down in, get it scrunched in really good, and now grab your water. You're just going to pour in a little bit as you turn it around. Try to get all of the paper towels moist, and that's going to help them stay in place. Now you want enough water so everything is moist, but not so much that there's a little puddle in the bottom. If you've got a puddle of water in the bottom, you need to pour some of the water back into the cup. Now, let's get our beans. These are green beans. And we're just going to make a spot between the paper towel and the side of the cup and tuck in a green bean about halfway down. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't matter which way you position your green beans. They can be side to side or up and down. They'll do fine either way. Oh, that one's trying to hide. Come on out. Oh well, sometimes I feel shy too. We'll let you stay there. And just keep going around until you've got green beans about an inch apart all the way around your cup. Almost done. Let's take a look and see if we have enough. Oh, we've got room for one more here. Okay, now everybody's tucked in. You just need to take your cup and put it in a windowsill or another sunny place. Check it every day to make sure it stays moist. And what I'd like for you to do is get a piece of paper and every couple of days draw a little picture of what your sprouts look like. I'll post a seed diary worksheet on the Facebook page for your parents to print out if they like. Now we're going to make miniature seed sprouting greenhouses so you can have your own beautiful sunflower garden and eventually your own seed garden. For this activity, you'll need your seed starter greenhouse, your sunflower seeds, water, your bag of soil, a plastic spoon, a ruler, and a parent with a permanent marker. Now let's move everything out of the way and get started. Our seeds need to be planted 1/2 inch deep. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to measure 1/2 inch from the end of the spoon and draw a line at that mark. And this will help me when I'm planting so I know that I'm putting the seeds in at the right depth. Now let's take a look at the greenhouse. First you take the sleeve off. And we've got 3 pieces, our planting tray and the drip pan and the top. The planting tray goes inside the drip pan to keep water from going everywhere, and the top is used when you need to keep the seedlings warm or moist. We don't need that right now, so we will get started with planting. Grab your bag of soil and you're just going to fill all the cells of your planting tray. This may get a little messy, so you probably want to do this outside. Gently jiggle it in, and of course if you want to use your fingers, that makes it even more fun. Okay, let's take a break and see where we stand here. Let's smooth what we've got out into the little cells so we can see who still needs some more soil. And we'll jiggle some more until everybody's full. Now take your spoon and again smooth all the soil down into the cells. And now we need to press the soil down a little bit. We've got to pack it down a little bit. So just tap, tap, tap. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. We're about ready for our seeds. So go ahead and open up your package. And these sunflowers are called Russian mammoth sunflowers. I wonder what kind of variety that is. It sounds very interesting. Take your spoon and you're just going to make a 1/2 inch deep hole for your seed. So wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the end of that spoon to make a spot for your seed. And then tuck it in and cover him up with soil. Pat it down. So just keep doing that same thing for all of the cells in your planter. And you can see that you're going to wind up with 12 little plants, hopefully. Although it's not unusual for some seeds to not sprout, so don't be too disappointed if they don't all come up. Also, these seeds do take a while to get going. They have that hard coat on the outside. On the back of your seed packet, it has information about how to plant them and what to expect. And it says it takes these seeds 10 to 14 days to get going. So you're going to have to be patient. Keep checking on them. Make sure that they stay moist, but you don't want them drowning in water, so don't overwater them. Oh, and I see the name of these seeds is actually Mammoth Russian, not Russian Mammoth. I guess it's about the same thing. Okay, get on down there. And we're almost done. Oh, whoop, I've already been there. Looks like I got sidetracked. Oh, well, we'll put another seed in there. There may be one in there already, but it's better to have 2 than 0. Okay, they're ready for their first drink of water now. The soil is already a little bit moist, so you don't need a lot. You just want to moisten it up, make sure that the seed can get a drink, and get started. You're going to need to check on them every day to make sure that they're staying moist, and remember to be patient. Don't give up on them. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to put the top on, but only until they sprout. When the shoots come up, take them and put them in a sunny location and take the lid off. The back of our seed packet has the information I was talking about. It says here it takes them 10 to 14 days to germinate, and they'll grow 8 to 12 feet tall. So if you decide to move your seedlings outside, you'll need to pick a space that has plenty of room for tall flowers. I can't wait to see you next time and find out how your projects are coming along. In the meantime, I'd love for you to send me pictures or drawings or just a note letting me know what you're up to. That's all for today. Until next time, don't forget to give thanks to the Creator as you explore His creation.